Hey guys, this is Adrian from PDC coming at you with yet another video. As you guys may know, OP5 is quickly upon us, right? December 8th, just a week from today, it will be released and will be tournament legal very soon. So starting from now, our channel will be covering a lot of OP5. There's going to be huge meta shift, a lot of amazing new leaders, black and purple support coming in OP5. Sakazuki, NL and Purple Luffy will be tier 1, and so I think right now is a great time for us to just deep dive right in, look at a lot of the coverage, all the tech changes, tech choices, and a great way to do that is to look over in Japan at the games that have already been played, since Japanese meta has been fleshed out for OP5 for the last 2 months. So today we're going to be looking at the World Championship Series over in Japan. This match in particular, Katakuri versus Sakazuki, took place just 2 weeks ago. So over in Japan, it is the tail end of their OP5 meta. OP6 will be released for them very soon. So this is what we're looking forward to, right? Basically, over here, we're going to be looking at the Japanese meta and trying to improve upon it. So I think this is a great starting point. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Sakazuki is one of the new blue-black leaders in OP5. Its effect is once per turn you can trash one card from your hand and draw one card from your deck. So essentially a consistent way to cycle through your deck, and when attacking you're able to minus one cost to any one of your opponent's characters on the board. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit to the start of their turn. Alright, so Dawn 1, Sakazuki is going first, and he passes turn. And you can see in his grave he mills a Kuzan. And yeah, going right back, Katakuri ends his first turn. I do really like that that 3D Dawn card. I don't think that we have it over in America just yet. Let's see. Okay, so Sakazuki swings with 6k and then plays brand new. Okay, so that's a new brand new art. So brand new is just a searcher. He's able to search for the Hina. Okay, so for those wondering, Hina is a 3 cost 4,000 power. If you have, I think, 5 cards or 4 cards or less, you get to draw a card. I think Hina is a really good card in the Sakazuki mirror match, which is why I think a lot of Sakazuki decks are playing it, because it being the best deck in format right now, everyone's teching against other Sakazukis. Okay, so over in Yellow's turn, Katakuri is swinging for 7 and looking at his top life. Very typical Yellow plays. Usually when someone puts a card on the bottom, it's probably a really good one, like a beige or or something that, or Sanji, some good blocker. Alright, being able to play the Prospero on curve, so that's looking pretty good for Katakuri. Very typical. I think transitioning from 03 to 04 to 05, Katakuri basically plays the same way. It's just that their deck has a lot more support and they're able to be more consistent. So even though Katakuri really relies on the amount of triggers they get to use from life, it's just every format it seems like Kata is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So as you can see, Sakazuki is cycling through his hand every turn. So I think, practicing Sakazuki, you really just want to start looking for, first of all, you want to put Hinas in your trash. You also want to start looking for your spells, the Hellhounds, the Great Eruptions, things that will help you remove stuff on board, because Sakazuki's nickname is called Sakaluchi. Basically, the whole game you have the ability to remove everything and anything on board, right? So you're trying to basically cycle through your deck and get those spells, those events that allow you to do that. So Saka swings for 6 and is Kata gets a smoothie off trigger. Very interesting to see that smoothie is coming back into the meta. I think Smoothie is a good alternative to Cracker just because over in OP5, NL and Saka was getting strong, and also Purple Luffy. So there's not too many scenarios where Cracker can use his effect since your opponent's life is usually always under yours, right? So I think Smoothie is a more viable option in that sense. Right, so you can see here Sakazuki is playing Suru and then combining it with Hellhound to get rid of the 5 cost Smoothie right away, and then just swinging double 6k swings from Saka. Very, very powerful, and he ends his turn. So just in general, I think from playing against and playing as Saka, anything that's 5 cost and below is really easy to remove for Sakazuki, because what Hellhound does is it's able to not only buff one of your character leaders, it's able to bottom deck a 2 cost and below. So Sakazuki's leader effect is 1 cost plus 2 cost from Hellhound, and then Suru in combination, or Tashigi. It's very easy to remove 5 cost and below, so that's why you see a lot of red decks play the 6 cost Sanji rush, because 6 cost is slightly more difficult to counter against Sakazuki. Alright, so over in the yellow side, he's, doing what Kata does, putting 1 Dawn on, looking at life, swinging for 7. Plays a pudding for searching. Let's see. And he gets a, I think that's a Thunderbolt. It's probably just whiffed the search and didn't really have too much going on. There we go. Katakuri plays a Sanji and basically ends his turn. So I think for against Saka, Prospero is a little bit annoying to deal with. You basically have to bottom deck it to get rid of it. Sanji is gonna definitely be removed this game. So let's see what he has in hand. He's got Hina, he's got Kuzan, Borsalino, the 7 cost Borsalino as well, and a Great Eruption. So there's a lot of options for Sakazuki here. He has a 7 Dawn, which, yeah, I mean, right now, I think, oh, he has Rebecca too. Oh, that's a beautiful hand. That is amazing. There's so much you can do with it. Yeah, so he pretty much swing for 5 and minus cost on his Prospero. So, yeah, Prospero is oh, he's swinging at Prospero. Oh, so he is not going to Hellhound the Prospero. That is interesting. Unfortunately, there's not too much to search there. He gets a pudding, which I would say is a good search target. But in this case, I think Kata is going to 8 Dawn. And he probably wants to play Katakuri on curve. So pudding being searched for now isn't as effective. Okay. So yeah, Sakazuki basically plays all 7 Dawn to play Big Borsalino, which bottom decks a 4 cost and blow. So that Sanji didn't have too much wasn't too useful there. Against Sakazuki, it's almost not worthwhile to play any mid-range cards. 5 cost and blow, just because it can get swept away so fast for relatively little value. So you'll see a lot of players just sort of swing hard and swing into the face and try to rush Sakazuki down. In this case, 7 cost Charlotte Linlin, really good answer. Oh, that's what he searched for last time. Nice. Oh, Great Eruption being discarded on Saka's side. I think Sakazuki being at 1 life is a little bit scary because next turn, I think Katakuri can just Big Mom away or even do Small Mom, and it's gonna be tough to deal with. So Katakuri swings for 7, and wow, Sakazuki, if he takes it, that's not good. Okay, so he counters out, right? He had like 8 cards in hand, countered out with 2 cards. Not too bad. Alright, so this is where it gets a little bit dicey because the next turn, Katakuri's at 10 Dawn. At this point, you have to be expecting a Big Mom on curve, right? So this turn, Sakazuki has to be playing a blocker, either Rebecca or Borsellino. Borsellino is nice because he can't be destroyed by enemies' effects. First off, always at Sakazuki, cycle. Nice! That was a good one. So, 2 Hellhound spells, events, in hand. The only problem is that Sakazuki has 2 Hinas in, not in the trash. But I guess you can still play it as Rebecca, so it's not too bad. So a swing for 6. I know that a lot of you guys here are thinking, why is he swinging for 6k, right? You either swing for 5 or you swing for 7k, just because, it's more efficient. But in general, I think swinging for 6,000 is very underrated because, if you're playing early on into the game, when your opponent has a lot of life, there's not really a need to, your hits don't have to be successful, right? Because your opponent still has the same amount of cards in their hand, right? If they take a life, they're actually drawing an extra card. What you want to do is you want to get your opponent rid of their 2k counter. So if they have the 2k counter in hand and you're playing on curve, you swing for 6, they lose their 2k counter to defend it. So sometimes it's really good to swing for 6 just to bait out your opponent's big resources on hand. So sorry, I was too busy focused on explaining that. Ooh, the 3000 volts trigger. So 3000 volts is one of the most insane cards that yellow got support for in OP5. On trigger, it's basically Ikoku Sovereignty. You trash 2 cards in your hand, and you basically replenish your life with 1 card from your deck. But the effect is that you basically get to rest a 4 cost and below, and you also get 3000 power to a leader or your character. So if 3000, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to the gameplay now. So, ooh, this is the big combo. All right, guys. The reason why Sakazuki is so strong, basically you play Rebecca as a blocker. You get to play another character, right? And usually you play it with Hina to do -3 cost on any character. You swing with Sakazuki to do -1 cost, and then you're able to blow away their entire board with the CP0 Lucci, right? CP0 Lucci on play, KO an opponent's character that has 2 cost and 1 cost. So 2 characters being destroyed on 1 play. So let's see. Now it's Sakazuki's turn, or now it's Katakuri's turn. 10 Dawn, and just as predicted, Big Mom on curve, taking away Sakazuki's final life. And now Sakazuki has to be very, very careful, right? This Katakuri is swinging for 5k, which is easily counterable. Oh no. This is a tough decision. So right here, oh, he's going to counter with his only blocker on hand, right? Sakazuki had to make a choice between giving up his Borsellino counter or blocking with Rebecca. And I think that might be a mistake because Borsellino is so good in this matchup because it cannot be Thunderbolted, right? If yellow has a Thunderbolt in life, then Sakazuki straight up loses, right? Because Rebecca's just going to get blown away. So I don't know, right here he drew a Great Eruption. Oh man, I don't think he can even get rid of the he can't get rid of the Big Mom. This is not good. Not good. He plays Hina, that's -3 cost, Great Eruption, up to 5 cost, Saka leader, 6. So in order for the Hellhound to work, Sakazuki needs to he needs a Suru. He needs a Suru. Oh man, this is tough. This is tough. Yeah, 10 cost Big Mom. Those big creatures, it's really hard for Sakazuki to get rid of, because even if they get rid of one, you know, a second one comes in and they're just out of options. So I think the best thing that Sakazuki can do here is play Great Eruption, since it does allow Saka to draw a card. Oh, he's swinging for 5. Swinging for 5 minus cost on Big Mom. Man, Katakuri's in such a great place. He counters. He didn't even need to counter there. Or maybe he did. You know, maybe he's scared of being all in. Because right now, Sakazuki does have a big board, right? A 6k, 5k, 7k on board. Where's that 8? I forgot how much Barcelona was at. It's very. Even if he allowed the hit to go through, I think it would have been very unlikely for yellow to be KO'd here. It's looking really bad for Saka. I think in hindsight he probably should have played Borsalino a lot earlier. And but you know, I think to be fair to him, playing the big 7 cost Borsalino on curve, like it was such an efficient play, right? Removing the Sanji, putting a body on board. I think, oh man, yeah, and in yellow's hand, he's got 3,000 volts. He's got Thunderbolt. That Borsalino was what was needed. But 3,000 volts would be able to rest it as well. I think what he needs was a Sabo. Oh, he's gonna swing. No, there's no way. Is he trying to go for game here? To go for game, you would need to swing with all your creatures and then put all your Dawn on one of your 0,000 power characters. Oh, no. What's going on here? Oh no, 7/7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I think he's actually going for it. I think he knows he's screwed. I think he's going for it. He's gonna try to do oh, it's a beige trigger. Oh, that's so unfortunate. No, it's not. What is it? Oh no! It's another 3,000 volts. He puts a life on, and I think that's it, boys. Oh no, that is so unfortunate. Two 3,000 volt triggers. Oh man. So now it's mathematically impossible for Katakuri. Yep, and there we go. The Great Eruption's coming out. Let's see what he draws. Ice Age. Oh my word. Oh my gosh. Alright, so he draws the Ice Age, which means he's able to get rid of the Big Mom. What he doesn't know is that Katakuri has all the answers in his hand, so he thinks he's safe. He's got a blocker on board. 2,000 volts have already been played during the game, so I think in his head, Alice is thinking, all right, the only thing that will beat me right now is a Thunderbolt, right? Because it's very unlikely that there's going to be 3,000 volts played in a single game. Here we go. Leader ability to cycle a card. I think he draws a Borsalino. The big Borsalino. Alright, Ice Age. So now now Linlin is at Should be a 9-4. Wait, but he trashed. Oh no, it was at Great Eruptions. Yes, so it was within the range. All right, so Linland's gone, and he doesn't swing. So the reason why he doesn't swing and he passes turn is because it really doesn't matter. He didn't want to pop a straight trigger and basically lose the game. But what he doesn't know, of course, is Katakuri had all the answers in his hand already. And was just waiting for his next turn. He's gonna 3000 volts. He's gonna thunderbolt. And he's gonna swing for as much as he can, and there's no way Sakazuki is able to defend against it, and that is the game. So yeah, very, very well played by Katakuri. Had some really great triggers. I think that if he had a lot of dead cards in hand, right? So there was a chance that Sakazuki could KO him, but you know, basically it's really hard to be able to take away a game from Katakuri if they have 3 life still, right? Because just the sheer amount of triggers that's able to be triggered, and plus Katakuri had like 5+ cards in hand. So yeah, this was a really fun game. I think we're gonna cover a lot more of these very, very soon. If you guys really enjoyed it, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow. Yeah, we're gonna be covering a lot more Sakazuki games, Katakuri games, Purple Luffy, NL, you name it. So if you want to see a specific matchup, leave a comment down below, and yeah, we'll try to comment through that and give you some insight. Yeah, have a good one, guys. Peace.